We want to, lastly, but certainly not least of all, thank God for my wife Alexis, who is here, and we are delighted to have this chance to share with you. Would you bow with me in a brief word of prayer before we go to the Word of God? Lord, we pause to say thank you. For God, you have been good to us, better to us than we could ever be to ourselves, and so we say thank you. We thank you, O God, for the privilege of worship. We thank you for the privilege of prayer. God, we thank you that every time we call, you're listening. We thank you that every time we cry, you're listening. We thank you that every time we call upon your name, that you do have an answer, and that you have power to make a change in our situation. And so, God, we thank you that we may worship in song, worship in prayer. We ask now that you help us worship in preaching. It's in the name of your Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ, that we pray, and we say thank you for him. And all the people of God said amen. 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 I see that you all are standing, so I want to invite you. And it is found in the book of Judges on today. If you meet me in the book of Judges.
Well,
16th chapter of Judges. Judges chapter 16. We're going to commence at verse 20 and read on down and conclude at verse 26. Judges 16. We'll commence at verse 20. It says in the English Standard Version, and she said, the Philistines are upon you, Samson. And he awoke from his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times and shake myself free. But he did not know that the Lord had left him. And the Philistines seized him and gouged out his eyes and brought him down to Gaza and bound him with bronze shackles. He ground at the mill in the prison, but the hair of his head began to grow again after it had been shaved. Now the lords of the Philistines gathered to offer a great sacrifice to Dagon, their god, and to rejoice. And they said, our God has given Samson, our enemy, into our hand. And when the people saw him, they praised their God. They said, our God has given our enemy into our hand, the ravager of our country, who has killed many of us. And when their hearts were merry, they said, call Samson, that he may entertain us. So they called Samson out of the prison, and he entertained them. They made him stand between the pillars. And finally Samson said to the young man who held him by the hand, let me feel the pillars on which the house rests, that I may lean against them.
wow.
And just for a brief time together, I want, with your prayers and the help of the Holy Spirit, to preach about taking God for granted.
Woo!
Would you look to your neighbor on one side and just tell them it's a dangerous thing to take God for granted? Come on, would you look at the other neighbor, because I don't know if that neighbor was really paying attention. Would you look to the other side and just look them in the eye like they owe you money and tell them, my brother or sister, it is a dangerous thing to take God for granted.
Talk, man.
One of the most frightening realizations that we as people of faith, and even those outside of faith, come to grips with is that God will not accommodate or be appeased by sin. Now, I know I'm in precarious territory to come and preach as a guest about sin, but that's what I'm going to preach about. And I'm not preaching from a moral soapbox as if I'm sinless, but I'm really preaching because I acknowledge and admit that I too have my own sin and my own shortcomings that I'm thankful that God has looked beyond.
Yes, sir.
And allowed me to be here one more time. So the Bible makes it clear that individuals and institutions which promote and perpetuate principles and practices that run contrary to the will and way of God will not be tolerated. God is merciful, but he has an intolerance for injustice. God is patient, he's long-suffering, but he can be brought to the edge of his patience. God epitomizes and exemplifies and extends love, but will exercise discipline on those who dare to test his obligation to remain holy. God will not cease to be holy just because his demand for holiness undermines our shallow agendas and offends our sinful inclinations. He is and will always be intolerant of anything that is contrary to his will and to his way.
Well,
you see, God is the essence of holiness, and because he has obligated himself to righteousness, he will remain committed to his righteous agenda, even if it means he has to expose our hypocrisy. Those who profess holiness with their mouths, but contemplate and practice wickedness with their actions. See, the Bible says, and you know, that God inhabits the praises of his people, and that God will take action on behalf of those who render him praise. But when our worship becomes phony and contrived and fraudulent and manufactured, God will not accept that. And it is why Jesus said on occasion, the people honor me with their lips.
yeah. Their
Somebody
heart.
can help me right here. Their heart is
Far from me. Yeah.
from me.
Yeah.
In vain they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. And you leave the commandment of God and hold on to the tradition of men. And so Jesus said to them in the scripture, you have a fine way of rejecting God's commandments in order to establish your own tradition. Isaiah said it this way, we are all like an unclean thing. Yes, sir. And our righteousness is as filthy rags. In addition to our worship, however, we discover that our way of life must also meet God's standards. And God is subject to get fed up and enact his divine discipline in order to chastise and rearrange our way of life for his glory. It's not just enough to worship God on Sunday, but our way of life has to match up with our worship.
That's right.
Because if I jump and holler and speak in tongues on Sunday, but I'm cussing everybody out on Monday, then that's a contradiction to what's happening on Sunday. I understand that get quiet right there, but that's all right. I'm going to keep preaching anyhow, because I'm going to preach the truth whether you and I like it or not. And so God sometimes has to rearrange our lives just to show us that if it takes instability and chaos and confusion to show us that we need him, watch this, God will orchestrate all of that. So that we are finally willing to put our tools of manipulation down and throw our hands up and say, Father, I stretch my hands to you. And I finally accept that there is no other help that I know. You see, God desires and demands that we align our way of life with his will for our lives. And that's why, for instance, Noah's family discovered that God will eliminate an entire generation if it refuses to heed his call to turn from sin and remain faithful to God. The Bible says in Genesis, the Lord saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and every intention of the thoughts of his heart was evil, and the Lord was sorry that he had made man on earth. And the Bible says that God was grieved in his heart. And so the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created, both man and beast, creeping things and birds in the air, because I'm sorry. I'm regretful that I made man. And so we're left with a sobering reminder that the God who loves us, the God that works on our behalf, the God that will always get glory out of our circumstances, will do that even if it requires that we experience his wrath and his discipline in the process. And church, as I hurry along, this is where the people of God find themselves in the book of Judges. There was great social and spiritual decay, which is brought to light and is crystallized by the final words of Judges, which are, everyone did what was right.
In his own eyes.
In their own eyes. Are you going to help me preach on today? The Bible says everybody did what was right Not in God's eyes.
Yeah.
Not according to God's word or his standards, but in their own eyes. The people of God have become stuck in a vicious cycle in which they showed flagrant disobedience, became distressed, and as a result were in need of God's deliverance. So the cycle was disobedience, distress, and the need for deliverance. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Those of you who are willing to be honest can understand. You can say with me that you've been disobedient. You've been distressed. Come on, you can help me right here. And you needed God's deliverance. Somebody who's honest enough on this side, you've been disobedient. You found out that your disobedience led to distress. And then you found out that all you could do was call on the Lord for deliverance. Somebody in the middle, somebody on the left side, some of his brothers behind you. You can help me because you've been disobedient. Reverend Al, with your title, you've been disobedient. You've been distressed. And you've had to then rely on God for deliverance.
Yes, sir.
And so this tragic cycle is accurate in describing where many of us have or find ourselves even now in the lives that we live, because we sometimes get beside ourselves and we take God for granted. Isn't it a shame that they had been disobedient to the very God who had brought them every step of the way?
Wow.
The Bible says God had struck down the firstborn of Egypt and brought them out with a strong hand and an outstretched arm. God was the one who had divided the Red Sea into two. He allowed Israel to pass through in the midst of it as if it was dry. And he overthrew Pharaoh, and they drowned in the very waters that stood attention when Israel walked by. God led his people through the wilderness and guarded them with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. But it was as if they had forgotten what God had done. They had grown to have spiritual amnesia. Because the Bible says in Deuteronomy that you shall remember the whole way that the Lord your God has led you these 40 years in the wilderness. Remember that he humbled you and that he fed you and that he did not let your clothing wear out and your foot did not swell in 40 years. But it was as if they had forgotten what God had done. And to make matters worse, they repeated this in the leadership and in the generation of Joshua. Because the Bible says God told them, just as I was with Moses. Somebody can help me. I will be with you. But he said, but be strong and courageous. And watch this, be careful to do according to all the law that Moses, my servant, commanded. Why? Because the Lord will make your way prosperous and you will have good success if you remember that I'm the one that's taking it. And so they have forsaken all this to carry out their own agendas, fulfill their own desires, and they found themselves disobedient, distressed, and in need of a deliverer. And what they fail to realize is that obedience, church, even when it does not appear to have any perceived benefits, it grants you and I the opportunity to experience the extraordinary. Come on now.
Good.
Nobody else gets happy. I'll get happy by myself.
Good.
Obedience, regardless of how it does not necessarily look like it has any present benefits, grants you and I the opportunity to experience God's extraordinary power. Obedience, thank you, Holy Ghost, will position you in places that ambition cannot. You remember David, don't you? The Bible said that David's father told David, go check on your brothers. Take them some food and make sure they're doing all right. David, the Bible says, got up early in the morning, got all the food, and was obedient and went to the battlefield. But he found out that there was a fool named Goliath who thought that he could fight an Israelite and subdue all of Israel. But he was foolish enough to think that there was no God behind Israel. And so David's obedience, watch this, it thrust him onto the stage of history. Not because he was ambitious, but he was obedient. And the young obedient son bringing food took down the giant. All because obedience ushered him onto the stage of biblical history. Somebody's missing what I'm saying. You will get some jobs in
sir.
And likewise, you will lose out on some opportunities and relationships and recommendation letters and promotions and elevation because of disobedience.
Yeah.
See how we act right there? See how quiet some of us act right there? Because we don't like it when we hear the word of God tell us that obedience can get you into places ambition cannot.
Right.
Obedience can take you places manipulation cannot.
Right. Come on now.
Obedience. Yeah. Obedience.
And so God raises up this season deliverers who at times are mediators with regard to matters of the law, and then other times they are military leaders which become agents of God's deliverance for the people of Israel. And so we zoom in on this text. It was as if God took time to uniquely and exclusively create and develop the judge known as Samson. His physique was exquisite. He had a singular and supreme strength which made him the envy of men and the fancy of women. I'm talking about Samson. But more significant than his signature physical attributes was the spiritual mark given to him from birth, which was his special designation as a Nazarite.
Nazareth, yeah.
The Bible says that Samson was a Nazarite, which meant, church, he had to refuse alcohol. He had to remain from touching dead things.
Yes, sir.
And he could never cut his hair.
Right.
Now, these three imperatives provided the parameters within which his life was to be lived. When we translate this, what this truly means is that these were not merely rigid rules to keep Samson from having a good time, but they were parameters that would protect Samson from the deceptive yet powerful lure of sin.
Right.
See, this was not God's way of demanding that Samson play a game of moral monopoly. But it was the case that God wanted Samson composed in his mind. He wanted him concentrated in his daily interactions. And finally, God wanted him distinguished in his appearance.
Right.
He wanted him composed in his mind. Some of us have had setbacks because we allowed our minds to go astray. Everything starts and ends with the mind. So God said, I don't want you to not have a drink because I just don't want you to have a drink. I want you to leave it alone because I don't ever want your mind altered to such a degree that you cannot function as my representative.
Yeah.
He said, I want you to be concentrated in your daily interactions. Don't go around, if you're alive, dealing with dead things. Don't spend time dealing with things that are dead, that have no life, have no future. Some of you may have to look at your circles of friends. Find out what relationships, what acquaintances, what situations are dead, and you need to remove yourself. Because somebody, I've come to tell, can't go. Some folk can't go with you when God is taking you somewhere. But he wanted him distinguished finally in his appearance. So this was the significance of not having a drink, not touching dead things, or cutting his hair. God knew if Samson would commit himself to this way of life, then he could use him as a powerful instrument for the achievement of divine purpose. I like what the author James McDonald wrote a book about men. He said in this book, Act Like Men, he said, Samson was incomparably strong as long as he was unusually yielded. I'm going to say that again, brothers. Samson was incomparably strong as long as he was unusually yielded. Now, the key word is unusual. Because see, all of us are yielded at some point. I said all of us are yielded at some point. All of us yield to something. The question is, are we unusually yielded or usually yielded? Are we unusually surrendering? Or are we usually, typically surrendering to everything except what God wants us to surrender to? And so when we look at this text, we find out in a nutshell that Samson was strong but weak. We find out that Samson decided to yield to his self-seeking desires, and he became an embarrassment to God the very God who had so magnificently fashioned him. The man with all the strength in the world was weak, couldn't control himself because he lost sight of what was important. In other words, failing to recognize the dangers of a self-seeking life will usher in unimaginable disaster. In other words, when we choose to live in a way that is in direct contradiction to God's will for our lives, it is just a matter of time, church, before we experience devastation and disaster. Samson's life teaches us some lessons which serve as warning signs for those who are willing to observe them and take them seriously. So I'm going to hurry along, and I want to tell you that when you look at this text, you find, first of all, that when you check out Samson's story, you understand that the sin we're comfortable with is the sin we become captive to.
Well,
Walk with me for it. I said the sin that you and I are comfortable with
yes, sir.
is the sin that we become captive to. The text says in verse 20, Delilah, that's who she is referred to. You know, somebody, well, let me not offend anybody if her name is Delilah. The name does not mean that you are a bad woman or a bad person. But it is interesting, isn't it, that sometimes the associations and connotations are so strong that sometimes we refuse to name our kids certain names. That's why you don't find many Judases walking around. That's why most of you probably don't know anybody named Jezebel.
Nope.
Because that brings back too many bad connotations. But just in case your name is Jezebel, God bless you. I'm just talking about what's in the Bible for today. That doesn't apply to you. But if you look at verse 20, Delilah, the Philistine, said, are upon you, Samson. And he awoke from his sleep. And watch what he says. He says, and I'm hurting, I will go out as at other times and shake myself free. But he did not know that the Lord had departed from God. That's one of the scariest verses in the whole Bible.
Yeah.
To not know that God has left you. I don't mind some folk walking out. Because God has taught me that if somebody walks out, then you didn't need them anymore. So you may have friends and co-workers and even folk in your family that may walk away from you when God is taking you somewhere. But I don't ever want to be in a position where I'm not aware that God has left me. Text says, Samson said, I'm going to shake myself free. But he did not know that the Lord had left him. He woke up and said, I'm going to shake myself free. Well, we got to examine real quick how he found himself bound. Because the Bible tells us that Samson fell asleep in the lap of the woman, who essentially told him that she desired to know the source of his strength. And watch this, he was so consumed with his impulse to indulge himself, he was willing to compromise his safety and his spiritual identity for the satisfaction of sin. How many times have we compromised our spiritual identity and even risked compromising our destiny for the satisfaction of sin? Now, let somebody get too high and mighty and arrogant. Just because your sins aren't on the front page of the news and have not been publicized on Instagram and Facebook and haven't been kicked out and haven't been on Snapchat, that don't mean you don't have any sin. You see, because some of us have to be reminded that just because you've never had a drink, never had a smoke, never been high, never been drunk, never come home too late, never stayed up past your bedtime, never woke up too late, that don't mean you don't have shortcomings. Thank you, Holy Ghost, because the Bible says all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So this applies to everybody, including Reverend Adam. So don't look at your neighbor for this one, look at you. Don't point your thumbs at yourself like I'm Samson was the strongest man alive, but he was the weakest man all at the same time.
Yeah.
Because while he was stronger than any man that stood before him, he was put to sleep in the lap of a delicate but deceptive woman, simply because he was overcome by an impulsive, reckless, short-sighted, sensual lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
See, if you and I live sensually, then we'll have a good time. But we will usher in disaster eventually. Because God gave us the five senses. But if the Bible says we only live according to our flesh, thank you, Holy Ghost, and not according to His Spirit, then watch this, we'll always be captive to the stimuli of our senses.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'll always be captive to what I can see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. And I'll never be able to walk by faith. Because I'll be too busy, preoccupied with what I see.
Talk, man.
With my natural sight. With what feels good and smells good and tastes good. I knew it would be quiet, but that's all right. If I never come back, I'm going to preach that you can't walk by the Spirit and the flesh at the same time. Young adults, you can't be spiritual and superficial at the same time.
Good word. Come on now.
I can't have a nice car and expect to actually go anywhere without direction.
Come on now.
I'm a man whether I'm employed or unemployed.
All right.
So let me tell some Ruth, don't miss your boy ass. Because presently and currently he's broke.
Right. Come on now.
See how we act?
Talk, man.
There's some young adults right in here right now. And you're going to miss out. Can't afford certain things right now. Living in an apartment or a dorm instead of a house. Doesn't have the car you want. Doesn't have the bag on her shoulder. Adults can't wear St. John. Come on and help me. Don't have red bottoms right now. But if you and I reduce ourselves to red bottoms and nice cars, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with red bottoms. If you can afford it, by all means. Every time I look at my wife, she's beautiful. And I want her to be beautiful all the time. And she is. But I didn't marry her because of what she can wear. You and I can't do life, relationships, or church for that matter. If we're trying to be spiritual and superficial at the same time. Right.
Yes, sir.
Last thing, and I'm going to move on. All of Samson's relationships, including his first wife from Timnah, who was a Philistine, the prostitute he enjoyed from Gaza, and now Delilah, who hailed from the valley of Sorek, had one thing in common. They were relationships with women who did not appreciate or identify with his culture, his customs, or the convictions of the community that produced him. Say that again. Samson only fooled with women who did not identify with his culture, his customs, and his convictions from the community that produced him. We've got to be very careful about attaching ourselves to people, and watch this, taking up residence in places that do not reflect our consciousness for God. And it ends up putting us in compromising positions. Because, let's just be honest, it's just a matter of time before the sin we thought we could handle handles us. Anybody ever been handled by your sin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can be honest with me. Anybody ever found out that what you thought you could handle?
Yes, sir.
Handle you. I guess I'm the only one that's ever been handled by it. my sin, my mistakes. The sin you think you can control controls you. Stay in the wrong place with the wrong people long enough, and you will adopt the very mindset and adjust to the very atmosphere that you thought you could resist.
All right.
Be careful about asking God to do for you what your heart desires. Thank the Holy Ghost. Because Jeremiah said the heart is a deceitful thing. Who can understand? Lord, search my heart.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So if your heart's not surrendered, then God, watch this, He'll sometimes give you everything you ask for. Just so you and I can learn that the appetite we develop for the pleasure of sin will have you full but malnourished at the same time.
Say it, Reverend.
Say sin will have you full but starving.
Yes, sir.
Anybody ever got full and still been starving? Come on, you can be honest with me. Anybody ever, you got home Saturday night and early Sunday morning? And you were full. But you were still starving.
Yes, sir.
Still empty. Still longing for that which could not be given with what you had got full. Listen, I'm not on the moral soapbox. I'm telling you from my own sins, shortcomings, mistakes. Yeah, Reverend Al has made mistakes too. And I've had to learn that I can be full and be malnourished all at the same time. If I'm not surrendering my life to the Lord. I got hurt, but you'll get so bad that you'll tell yourself all you need is an appetite. Then you'll find out you'll be ordering a whole full course meal. You'll find yourself ordering breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, late night desserts. Start. You're getting full on whatever it is that gets you full. But you start. Because once you taste the pleasure of sin, it's hard to turn it down. Here's what Paul says. I do not do what I want, but I do the very thing I hate. For I have the desire to do what's right, but I don't have the ability to carry it out. For I do not do the good I want to do, but somebody can help me. But the evil I do not want to do is what I keep on doing. He said, because I delight in the law of God according to the inward man, but I see another law in my middle.
Yeah.
And it's warring against the law of my mind. And it's bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my middle. Oh, wretched man.
Who? Yeah. Body of death.
Sometimes you get to a low place in life and all you can do is shout, Lord, can you deliver me one more time?
All right. Come on now.
I'm going to cut across the sin we become comfortable with is the sin we become captive to. But then you look at the story, you keep reading, you find out, watch this, that the consequences we avoid initially will be experienced eventually. Now walk with me. The consequences that we avoid initially will be experienced eventually. Because verse 21 says the Philistines seized him, gouged his eyes out, brought him down to Gaza, bound him with shackles, and he grounded the mill in the prison. Then it said the lords of the Philistines gathered, offered great sacrifice to Dagon their God. They rejoiced and said, look at what our God has done. He's given Samson our enemy into our hand. When people saw him, they praised Dagon. They said, our God has given our enemy into our hand, the ravager of our country, who has killed many of us. See, Samson had been so victorious and dominant in his strength and power when he was relying on God's strength. And now the man who was the ravager of their country was now bound, captive. And they said, call Samson, watch this, so he can entertain. He was seized, eyes were gouged out, he was brought down, bound, and became a prisoner and a performer who entertained the enemies of God while they laughed and sneered at the man who used to be unmatched in strength.
Wow.
Brothers, the strongest man in the land was reduced to a prisoner and a performer. Ladies, the strongest man around was reduced to a prisoner and a performer. How many of us are in prison and perform? How many of us are living our lives in such a way that we are now in prison to our circumstances? And we are left to put on a show. Because once the show starts, you got to keep it going. Because if you don't start, you don't keep performing, there's no applause. And how many of us have become addicted to the applause of performance? Never realizing that we were never put here just to perform for other people. If you're living in prison and captive to your circumstances, the question is, you got to ask yourself, how did I get here? How did we get here? Let's look at how Samson got there very quickly. I'm almost done. Chapter 14 highlights, you can go back and read it, that in pursuit of his first wife, his foolish, immature parents, and I say that because I am a parent, his parents allowed him to go and pursue the woman in the vineyards of Timnah. And he later enjoyed the feast of celebration for marrying the Philistine girl, which indicates that he was in a place and a position in which destructive indulgence was the norm. It was a tradition to do what God told him not to do. And his parents carried him there. See, part of the issue today in schools is that it starts at home. But folk at home wanted to start at school. I just said something whether you say amen or not. Some of the teachers and principals are dealing with issues because folk at home think everything ought to start at school. And folk at school know that it has to start. Respect starts at home. Because if you wait till you bring Leroy to school, Leroy is going to be a fool. And Leroy is going to tell you at 8 and 9 years old. Because for the last 8, 9 years, he hadn't had anybody to tell him to sit down. Say yes ma'am and yes sir. Pull your pants up and tuck your shirt in. Comb your hair and wipe the matter out of your eyes. And look like God is taking you somewhere. That's not Leroy's fault. That's Mama and Daddy's fault. So, Samson found himself in all the wrong places. Not only did he go to the vineyards of Timnah, you remember when there was a Philistine woman, he was pursuing, he was attacked by a lion. The Bible says that the Spirit of the Lord enabled him, watch this, to defeat the lion. He tore the lion in pieces. But here's where he messed up. Samson had victory. Thank the Holy Ghost. This is where you are sometimes most vulnerable. Right after victory. Because after victory, you are tempted.
Lord have mercy.
So he tore the lion to pieces. But he came back to the dead carcass. He wasn't supposed to fool with dead things.
That's right.
He came back to the dead carcass, enjoyed sweet honey that resulted from the bees that had surrounded the dead lion's body. So Samson found himself in pursuit of 2 women, violating 2 of the 3 commandments that God told him to stay clear of, that could lead to his demise. And so now he had become intoxicated. He had desecrated himself with a dead lion, And he has allowed the seductive power of Delilah to subdue him. And so he violated the command. And then after he told her, he said, my hair cannot be cut. And guess what she did?
Notice that.
She made arrangements for the hair. He foolishly played around with Delilah, disobeyed God, allowing his desire for pleasure to make him vulnerable to Delilah's devilish plan. How many of us have fell victim to devilish plans? Because we allow somebody to take advantage of us when we gave them the key. See, if we're honest, that's the stuff we walk right into. Somebody can look back over your life, there's relationships you walk right into.
Wow.
You knew he was no good when you saw him. You knew she wasn't any good for you when you looked at her and she opened her mouth. 5 seconds later, you knew. You should have kept walking, but you stayed there.
Talk.
You walked right into a pothole. And then you got up and said, Lord, I'm stumbling and falling. But you saw it. You walked right in.
Saw the pothole.
I'm going to hurry, but Samson disobeyed God's commandments and he repeatedly, tragically assumed, watch this, that the consequences he had not experienced yet would never be experienced. See, he was getting away with stuff for so long that he thought he could just get away with it. That's a dangerous mindset. That you and I think we can get away with stuff because we've been getting away with it. But thank the Holy Ghost. God will not be mocked. Slowly but sure, God will step in and intervene. Because God is not mocked. You will not make a mockery of God thinking you've gotten over on him. Eventually. Even if it doesn't happen right away. Eventually. Your stuff's going to catch up to you. The Bible says it this way, and I'm almost done. Your sin will find you out. There's a way that seems right. Proverbs says. But the end thereof will lead to your destruction. There's nothing hidden that will not be disclosed. And nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Galatians says, Paul says, you will reap what you sow. Romans says, Paul says, put on the Lord Jesus Christ. Make no provision for the flesh. Because if you do, you will gratify its desire. So church, I'm almost done, but you and I cannot flirt with sin without eventually losing our strength to flee from sin. Please catch that. That's for you and for me. You and I, pastor and pew, preacher and pew, deacon, trustee, doesn't matter. You and I cannot flirt with sin without eventually losing our ability to flee from sin. Because we are flirting with sin when we step onto the boundary line of our integrity with a cavalier attitude that will always be able to step back without succumbing to the temptation to step over. If we walk up to the line of integrity and we think we'll always be able to step back, sooner or later we're going to walk away. Flirt with the doctrine of dishonest and deceptive approach to life, and eventually you will construct a facade with lies that you have to keep telling so that people don't find out how shady you really are. I know it hurts, but you can say amen. Flirt with gossiping about people whose flaws have been exposed and assassinate the character of those whose sins have been made public. And eventually God may allow some of your stuff that's been private to also become gossip material with folk that smile in your face and talk about you when you walk out. Flirt with revenge and retaliation against somebody who's hurt you long enough, and eventually you'll carry out retaliatory tactics and you'll compromise your character because you thought you could take matters into your own hands. Flirt with a destructive mindset long enough, and eventually you'll rationalize the evil you inflict upon others. And watch this, you'll grow numb to the impact it has. Flirt with the possibility of entertaining the company of somebody that does not belong in your company. And eventually you'll find yourself in the company of somebody whose presence brings disorder. Flirt with what you said you would never do. And eventually you'll find yourself doing everything you said you would never do. Church, make no provision for the flesh to gratify its desires. But I'm almost done. I'm closing with this. The Bible says in Genesis, sin is crouching at the door. And its desire is for you, but you must rule over it. Sin, like an animal, is crouching at your door. And its desire is for you, but you got to learn how to rule over it. Samson was once the personification of strength and power, but he was now reduced to the object of ridicule. His life had been ruined by his inability to forsake his inclinations, his impulses, his self-destructive desires. And the consequences he avoided on various occasions finally became the consequences that caught up to him and took him captive. But as sad as this story is, and appears to be, and I'm going to finish with this, there's one glimmer of hope. There's 1 ounce of inspiration. Because God can, church, provide redemption. Even in regrettable circumstances. I said God can give us redemption. Even in regrettable circumstances. You see, the Philistines all thought that as long as his hair was cut down, then his strength would be suppressed. Thinking they would simply enjoy his pitiful entertainment, they put him in between 2 pillars. Somebody knows what I'm heading. The pillars represented their strength. And the fact that he was forced to stand in between them, looking pitiful and helpless, which represented his weakness in the face of their power. However, the Bible says that they made one big mistake. It was the same mistake Samson made, which was that they assumed that the true source of his power was within him. They assumed that he alone possessed great power, and that within himself he was the source of his own strength. But this time, Samson finally recognized that it was not Samson. Somebody can help me cry. But it was God that was the source of his strength. Anybody know God is the source of your strength? You see, when you know that God is the source of your strength, you'll stop worrying about who is against you, because you understand that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. When you know that God is the source of your strength, you'll quit fretting over who is standing in your way. Because you know, like David, that the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? You can say that he is the stronghold of your life. Of whom should you be afraid? When you know that God is the source of your strength, you can be still and know that he is God. Somebody can help me. Once Samson realized that God was the source of his power, he also realized that God had positioned him in the exact place he needed to be to bring the Philistines down. Because remember, they put him in between the 2 pillars. They thought he was going to entertain them, and God had other plans. Anybody know that you can wave your hand and thank God that another folk thought that you were going down? God had other plans. When you were going to be down and out, when you were going to be defeated and discouraged and depressed and disappointed, that God had other plans. Samson realized he was in the right position at the right time. So the Bible says that he told the young man, let me feel your pillars. Put my hands next to the pillars that I may lean against them. He said, let me lean against the pillars one last time. And then he called to the Lord and said, Lord, remember me and strengthen me one last time. side. And he leaned his weight against it. Had his right hand on one side. Had his left hand on the other side. And he said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed with all his strength. And the Bible says the house fell upon all the Philistines. And so the dead, watch this and I'm done, that he killed in his death were more than those he had killed in his lifetime. I'm going to say that again. Samson did more in death than he did in life. Somebody knows where I'm
I see where you're going, Reverend.
Because Brother Alfred, he's not the only somebody that accomplished more in death than he did in life. If I had time, I'd tell you that there was a man who endured temptation for 40 days without ever yielding to the impulses of his humanity. I talk about how he dealt with temptation from the devil. And he was enabled by the Spirit of God to do what he had to do to keep him from yielding to temptation. If I had time, I'd tell you that he was from Galilee. He was born in Bethlehem, but he was raised in the ghettos of Nazareth. And when he came into the wilderness, the Bible says that he had increased in strength, wisdom, and power. And he gave healing to the folk who were weak. He gave sight to those who could not see. He gave strength to those that had no power. He walked on water. He fed thousands with one lunch. And he even did cosmetic surgery on a man whose ear had been cut off by his own disciples. But when it was all said and done, he knew that he had some other business to tend to. He knew that he could accomplish more in death than he ever could in life. If I had time, I'd talk about how he justified us from the penalty of sin and how he reconciled us to the holy presence of the Son. But I only have time for 5 quick things. Number 1, he took my place. Number 2, he took my place. Number 3, he took my place. Number 4, he took my place. And number 5, he took my place. Why don't you substitute your name into mine and say, he took my place? But Jesus died that you and I might have life. But somebody know that's not how the story ends. Because he died on Friday. And he stayed dead all day Saturday. But somebody knows early Sunday morning. I said early Sunday morning. He got up with all power in his hand. He got up with all power in his hand. He got up with all power in his hand. And because he got up, you and I can get up. Because he got up, you and I can stand up. Because he got up, you and I can make it. Anybody glad that you can make it? Anybody glad that he died and that he got up? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He's worthy. I said he's worthy. I said he's worthy to be praised. Don't ever take God for granted. Because he's worthy. I said he's worthy. I said the Lord is worthy of every praise. He will sustain you. He will pay your bills. He will protect your children. He will watch over you at night and keep your doors locked and keep your hot water running and keep your lights on. But you can't take all that stuff for granted. Don't take for granted that you have toothpaste and Advil in your medicine. Don't take for granted that you have an insurance card. Because he's worthy. And you can lose